Hi, Nick Collier here, and this is my shop. Come join me. We'll have some fun. Well, Nick Collier here, and we got this little dinky project here. Of course, that's what I always say, a little dinky project. Turns out to be 3 hours later or 3 days later. But hopefully today it's going to be like, maybe an hour. And basically we're going to cut a shoulder bolt, this one right here. And let me make sure you can see it here. Yeah, you can see it. And it looks like a 5/16 thread with a shoulder around, about a half an inch. And we'll take all the measurements as we go. This is for that bridge port that I've been working on for the last, couple of months. And we got down to the brake shoulder bolts. They want $40 a piece for these damn things. $40. I'm like, get out of here. There are a bunch of parts that I've had to buy because, you can't make everything. I can make this. So we're going to make, how many we're going to make? 2 of them, 3 of them. So stick with me. We're going to have some fun. Okay, we're going to start by getting the head size, which is going to be just a little bit smaller than that. We're going to crank in. We can go a little further than that. Take one more cut. And I'm thinking this is going to be about the size we need. Maybe one more cut. Okay. This is the only place where we don't really have to measure because it's the head and it doesn't really need to be accurate. Yeah, that's good. All right, so now we start with the head. Oh, hell, we're not far enough. Okay. Another 1/8 or so. All right, now we got the right distance. So, we want to go a little further because I want to be able to cut this off in the saw. So let's just take it another. We'll take it another 8. Now we're going to cut the whole thing a little bit. that's going to give us what we want. Yes. Okay. Looking for a pen, there's one. And we're going to cut our shoulder right there. And our shoulder size, for the moment, we're just going to rough it. And that is 375. And one thing I notice is my bit is not under 90 degrees. So let's get that thing straightened out. There we go. Now with this little weak-ass lathe, I can only take, about 20 or 30 at a time without the lathe just kind of bogging down. So, we'll just kind of go slow and take it easy. You can hear it working hard, and that was a 20 thousandths, I believe. 10 thousandths on each side. Okay, looks like maybe I could take 15 on each side, so 30. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, it's working hard at that. But, hey. Doesn't look like we have enough rake on that bit. Yeah, I don't know. All right, well, we're just going to go sharpen the bit real quick like. We'll be back. All right, so we've got our bit recut, and I think we can just come in here and something. We got a square edge. Yes. Now we need to measure from here to here, and we will do that. And I think, you know, this is for an asbestos brake. This thing fits pretty sloppy in an asbestos brake. So I'm guessing we can just kind of eyeball this distance. It looks like it's 525. So that's going to take us to there. Get our scribe here. And I'm looking at 525. Right about there. It looks like maybe we're about 5 thousandths wide, which is good because I don't want to be, I can come in and take that measurement later. What is wrong with this bit? It just seems to be grindy there. Look at that mess. Let's bring it down a little bit and see if that's going to help any. There it is. I'm just bringing it over by hand for now, just to get the measurement right. And we are at 525. It looks like we need to come over just a little further. A little bit more. I say, okay, some more. That's it. Now I'm going to set my stop, carriage stop. And we'll come back to that a dozen times. We got 10, just for the moment. Take a 20. .310, 5/16. Let's see where we're at. We're almost there. We're at 3. Jesus, we are there. Well, that doesn't seem right. Oh, no. Oh, no, that's right. 310. Well, more like 3.5, but that's neither here nor there. So we got to take another 10. And if you look closely at this, it looks like they came in with a cutoff tool and made that radius just a little bit smaller down at the bottom of the bolt there. So I'm just going to take this in and bring that radius down at more of a taper than a straight cutoff. That looks pretty good. Now what's our length look like? Looks like we hit it just right. Alright, so now we want to put a 45 on there, and I don't want to mess with switching everything over. So I'm just going to file a 45 in. That looks pretty good. Let's get a die, and we're pretty much done with this one. And I like to do this and keep my die straight, so I just kind of, as I'm running the die in, I follow it with the chuck. Oops, we got to lock our head. Follow it with the chuck, and that keeps everybody square. All right, we're more than halfway in. We'll break that and then just keep going. And in reality, we could just crank this up and take it in, but it's such a short thread, I'm afraid it would go too fast and give me trouble. Oh, what the hell, let's give it a try. Ready? Go! Haha, it isn't strong enough. This little 9-inch. It's a great old lathe. But it just ain't got no poop. There we go. Now we can spin it. backwards. Okay, that's the first of two. We'll take it over to the saw and cut it off and then start on the second one. And we'll be back in a flash. Okay, so we cut it off. Now what we want to do is just come in and square up that head a little bit, and I believe take it down some too, because it's a little thick. All right, there's one. Let's do a second one. Okay, so we've got one last thing to do, and that is to put a screwdriver slot in the top of this so we can hang on to it when we're tightening it up. So we're all set up here, ready to go, and all I have to do is, I mean, hell, it took me probably the good part of an hour to set up. Okay, we've got it snug down. Now we want to come back and we're going to come in and just kiss it. Someplace right in there. And a little bit more. Let's come in a little closer. All right, we're just going to index ourselves over a little bit. Come back. Come in a little deeper. How are we doing depth-wise? A little bit more, probably a good idea. I mean, we don't need much. All it really is just a place to hang on to while you tighten the lock nut. How's that look? Okay, a little more. Okay, let's see what that looks like. I'm thinking we're good. That looks pretty good to me. All right. All right, let's come in with it out, and we've got ourselves a nice little groove going pretty close to down the center. Doesn't really matter, and I think we're set up and ready to go. So now we just put it back in the old Bridgeport, or the new Bridgeport, the one I'm fixing, and we're one step further on in this process. Well, that was a nice little short one, and it took me one step further into completing that Bridgeport. Now I'll be able to put the head together and get maybe even get the motor in and get the thing hooked up. I don't know. You know how it goes. You go to the next step and you find, oops, this piece is missing, or this piece is broken, or whatever. So, but I do have a question, and maybe one of you guys out there, or girls, knows the answer, because I'm flummoxed with this whole thing. And this old lathe here is, you know, it was built in 1954. It's going to show some wear, of course, just lately, and I'm talking in the last 3 or 4 months, it started cutting inaccurately, and I can't figure out what's going on. Now what happens is I put a shaft in here and cut, and it'll cut fine. But if I go in and bore it, the bore will cut at a taper of about 5/1000ths within a couple of inches. And you know, that's just ridiculous. I checked the bearings in my head. I checked to see if there was any upward movement. I can't feel any upward movement. I checked my ways. Yeah, they're out a little bit, but not much. A couple of 2 or 3 thousandths in a foot or so. It's not going to create that problem there. So the boring problem. So if you've run into this and you have an answer, hey, send me a note. You know, down below there, and go ahead and subscribe if you haven't, and tell your friends, and hit the little gear thing there, and it'll make sure that you get an email from me every time I post something. This is Nick Collier, checking out.